Welcome back. Yes, we'll be talking about what you just saw now, the security breach in NDA, and we've got Commodore Kunle Olaomi joining us here this morning. He's the head Department of Criminology and Security Studies, Christland University, Nigeria. Good morning, sir. Thank you for coming on today.
Thank you very much for having me.
Well, this is it's one of those blow your cheeks out moments, because lots of people, when they heard it, they just thought, no way, this can't be. But they just thought, well, in fact, some people thought it was fake news. Others thought, nah, maybe there could be some other explanation to this. And then the academy put up this press release saying, yes, it's been compromised. And here we are today. So details are emerging that raises more questions than answers at the moment. But what's your impression of this, for instance?
Thank you very much. My impression, I think, is just the impression of every Nigerian at this point. This is an aberration. I mean, you don't attack Nigerian Defense Academy and kill officers and get away with it.
Yeah.
The last time I was in NDA was in 2017. I went to carry out an investigation by the Minister of Defense. I wanted me to check what is going on with the training and the security environment there. I remember I spent about a week at NDA with the commandant and with the staff, you know. But something struck me, and that was every Friday, the gate of NDA is thrown open, and everybody have access to come and pray in the mosques. I want to actually enjoin journalists to go to all military formations across the country on Friday by 1 o'clock. You are going to see the same thing happening across all military formations, including Naval Training Command at Papa, including the division in Ibadan, including NDA, including Jaji. I was in Jaji in 1994 for my junior division. And every Friday, our gate is thrown open. And everybody comes in to pray in our mosques. Even though they have their mosque outside. If you go to Defense Headquarters, I serve at Defense Headquarters as the Deputy Director, Defense Administration between 2015 and 2017. Throughout my 2 years at Defense Headquarters, I received visitors only twice because of the strict security architectures at the Defense Headquarters. But every Friday, the gate of Defense Headquarters is thrown wide open for everybody to come in and do Jumat. That is the time the terrorists have the time to profile our security environment.
Has that always been the case?
It has always been the case. I've served the military intelligence for the past 35 years. It has always been the case. Our problem is religion and social-cultural. I mean, people will expect me to come here and start talking about kinetics, about operation and so on. I've been an operational commander all my life. I've commanded warships, I've commanded troops, I've commanded men outside Nigeria and so on. But I'm not going to come to your station to discuss kinetics. The problem is not kinetics. In 2017, 2016, I'm always a member of the Security and Intelligence Brief at the Defense Headquarters. I told them, General Lawrence Shakin then, that the challenge we have in this country cannot be solved the same way we solved the problem of Niger Delta. The Niger Delta problem was solved during Yaradua time, basically by me. And I told them that we can't use that same template for Boko Haram. I told General Lawrence Shakin to look at the center of gravity of the problem. And we all came together. I was made a member of the committee, including Atahiru that just died was a member of that committee in 2016, 2017. And we came to a conclusion after several arguments. The arguments were three. To identify the center of gravity of the problem, one group said it is the fighters, the Boko Haram fighters are the center of gravity, so we should go after them. Another group said the center of gravity of Boko Haram is Abubakar Shekau. So if you go after Abubakar Shekau, then the problem of Boko Haram will be solved. I took exception to the group. I said that is not the center of gravity of the problem of Boko Haram insurgency that we were having between that 2012 and 2017. And General Shakin asked me, allow me, why are you giving problem? What is the problem? Give us the answer. And I told General Shakin that if I tell you the answer, you're not going to be able to solve the problem. He said, what is the problem? I said, the center of gravity of Boko Haram and insurgency in Nigeria are the sponsors of that program. It was beyond us. Because the job we need to do is kinetics, fight, destroy places, resolve issues. Yep. But we cannot resolve issue of sponsors of Boko Haram that were in Buhari's government, that we know them.
When you say we, who
I was in the military intelligence, and the defense headquarters staff that I work with, they know. And that was why we couldn't pursue that aspect that could have resolved that problem, because you need to arrest people. And recently, 400 people were gathered as sponsors of Boko Haram. Why is it that Buhari government has refused to try them?
So the government knows sponsors of Boko Haram?
Of course, it's in the news. In April this year, the government said they have arrested 400 Bureau de Change related people that were sponsoring Boko Haram. They told us. And Abu Dhabi also helped us to arrest few Nigerians, tried them, we know them. Why can't this government, if not that they are partisan and they are actually part of the charade that is going on, why can't they bring those people out for trial?
So the Bureau de Change operators on the one hand, but you particularly said people in government. Are those part of the Bureau de Change, or those people that you say are in government are still there, government is aware, and government is condoning them?
The people I mentioned that are in government are not these ones they just arrested. You remember this Boko Haram issue started since 2012. Yeah. And I was in the military intelligence that time. We arrested those people. It is my organization that actually conducts interrogation and interview. And they mention names. I mean, I can't come on the air and start mentioning names of people that are presently in government now that I know. Presently in government. That the boys that we arrested mentioned. Some of them are governors now. Some of them are in the Senate. Some of them are in Aso Rock. Why should a government try to cause this kind of embarrassment and insecurity to the sense of what happened yesterday? And the solution I gave them in 2017, because when I identified the center of gravity for General Shocking, and they couldn't pursue it, because some of them were ministers. And what I'm saying now, the Department of State Services are listening to me. They know them.
Yeah.
So the solution I gave them was that if we can't pursue the policy strategic level, because the people that we need to talk to are also going to be difficult to deal with, I said what they should do now is to conduct two things. We should buy blimps. The blimps are not UAVs. They are not drones. Blimps are equipment that can fly up to 10,000 feet, 30,000 feet, static if you want, mobile if you want, and they carry a lot of payload. We saw them in Afghanistan. We saw them in Kenya. This will be something that can give us real-time intelligence, and we can know where these bandits or terrorists, where they emanate from, when they finish operations that they've done, where they go back to.
Okay. Well, let's
they
pick
did
up on,
not buy this equipment up to. No.
Okay, you said quite a number of things. Let's pick up on some of them and see if we could make some, if you could shed some further light on some of them. Since 2012, I mean, you've been in operation, as you said, ever since that time. You questioned several people. Some people were identified at that time. Did the government at that time try any of them? Or were any of them also in government at the time?
No, the government did not try any of them, and the defense headquarters where I worked then did not pursue that line of operation because it's beyond them. The defense headquarters, actually, when you look at the defense structure of Nigeria, they lie within the policy strategic level, but basically they are operational guys. So when you have policy problem, then they cannot go beyond their masters. They can write intelligence on what's going on. And we've seen that the present government know what is going on.
I'm sorry, is this a policy problem? I mean, the laws are clear. If someone is said to be involved in something as devious as this, the laws are clear. This person is meant to be arrested, questioned. I mean, it's quite clear. So is it a policy problem? We have the laws. So what is stopping the security agencies from actually enforcing the law, since that's what they are?
I think what is stopping them is like when you are a member of a church and your pastor have decided to be at a certain level of spiritualism and you're a member of that church, you cannot be higher than your pastor spiritually. You can't, no matter what you do.
So this is the same religion you spoke about?
Yes. In real life, you see that the defense headquarters cannot conduct any operations that is not sanctioned by the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. Yeah. They cannot.
No matter how small, little
they cannot.
So,
when the Yaradua government decided to put an end to Niger Delta militancy, that was in 2007. What he did was simple. He called all the security chiefs and all the intelligence chiefs and tasked them to come up with a solution. The Defense Intelligence Agency, the National Intelligence Agency, the Department of State Services were called with the Inspector General of Police and the Interpol to come up with the solution to the problem. Then the problem was Niger Delta. The president was Yaradua. He was dispassionate. He wanted to solve the problem. Within 6 months, we solved the problem. I remember I have to go to Angola to go and bring Herioka, and nobody in Nigeria knew what we did. All we know is that since 27, 28 that we conducted the operation under Yaradua, Niger Delta issue has remained manageable. This government does not want to resolve this problem. They are escalating it because of tribal and religious sentiments.
So when you say this government does not want to resolve it, don't forget the same government has purchased, in fact, they're going to induct the Sopeto Kano jet because of, I mean, the insecurity situation. They have, the president has had to change guards as a result of people's clamor. I imagine if that was not in the thinking, why would you go that length to make some of the,
policy level, strategic level, operational level, when you have a problem, what you need to do is to identify the center of gravity of that problem and attack it. That's what you do. What they are doing is not attacking the center of gravity of the problem of Boko Haram and insurgency. So if the president is buying Super Tucano, is changing service chiefs, that is not the solution. We are looking at the wrong side. It's not kinetic. It's politics.
Are you ruling out kinetic altogether?
I can't rule out kinetic because
so it's
a spectrum. It's a spectrum, you know, so you can't rule out something. But the center of gravity is what they should look at. And what is it? I'm saying it on this channel. It is the sponsor of Boko Haram and bandits.
And speaking about the sponsors, you know, when you say the DSS, and yeah, they could be listening to you, but so they profile, part of their responsibility is to profile all of these persons before they either vie for elections or before, excuse me, they are nominated for any of these positions. Doesn't that happen? Don't they get intel and say, look, this, and this is what we found, and then we don't think that this should proceed further? Doesn't that happen?
It does. You know, when I worked with the DSS in 2007, because when Yaradua approved the operational order that we did, we now have to work together as a team. He actually forced all of us to sit down together and work together. I was surprised at the tremendous amount of information had by DSS. I was shocked. We in DI, I was in Defense Intelligence Agency, and when they were forced to bring out the files, I was shocked. They have so much information at DSS presently, as I'm talking about what I'm talking about. They have. But you see, if a fish is going to get spoiled, it's going to start getting spoiled from the head. The DSS will not do anything except the commander-in-chief's body language shows that this is the direction I want to go. That is where the problem is. The DSS has tremendous information. By the time 2023 is here and somebody take over and wants to undo some of this evil that I've seen in this country, you'll be surprised names that the DSS will bring out. They have the information. There's nothing I'm going to say here that they don't have. The defense headquarters have the solution for the kinetic aspect. They do. I'm not going to come here to advise them. I work with them and they're still there. The chief of naval staff was in the intelligence with me. We were together in Defense Intelligence Agency. That's Vice Admiral Gambo. I know these people are good. They know what to do. It's not that they have problems. It has to do with politics, the sponsors, people that feel that this country should be Islamized.
You assuming, but not conceding that, I mean, that all of this is the case. So what is the end game? Because I imagine as a strategist, that's what you think about. So these things are happening. What is the end game? So why will this be allowed to fester? For what purpose?
The end game for them, because we did, normally when you want to look at this type of challenges, what you do is that you go through what we call the intelligence circle, okay? When you do the processing and you do the analysis before dissemination point, you discover that the end game for them is to just turn this country into like a Taliban type of country. And it's a mindset. And anything goes. In other words, 10% casualties, 20% casualties is allowed in trying to achieve the end game of Islamizing this country.
That's for the terrorists, the bandits.
It's not for the terrorists and the bandits, for the sponsors. Because I told you, and I will repeat on this channel, the sponsors of Boko Haram and the bandits are the problems. And defense headquarters, the army headquarters, the naval headquarters, the Air Force cannot do anything about that. Buhari has to do something about that. The Interpol has the list of those people that are sponsoring Boko Haram. I work with Interpol. They should ask, if they don't know, they should ask. The government of Dubai, they have the list of those people. During the trial of those people that were caught, names were mentioned. They have the list. The government also told us that they've arrested 400 sponsors of Boko Haram. Why should a government not try those people and bring peace and harmony and safety to this nation? Why won't a government do that? Those people that are going to harass cadets and officers in NDA, they live around the place. I know NDA very well. I was in Georgia, I was in NDA as young officers, and I know the area very well. They live around the place. So why can't you put up a blimp that can see what they are doing in real time and eliminate them? Why won't you do that?
In fact, there were more details saying that some persons slept up, but we'll come to that hopefully. Markwa has got some questions for you. Markwa, go ahead, please.
Thank you, Chamberlain. Much as we're looking at it looks like we're looking at the remote causes. The immediate causes, I think, is what is worrying a lot of people in terms of the significance of the attack. For some people, they're wondering, what do you think were the bandits trying to pass home a message when they chose the National Defense Academy as the area of the attack? I mean, as the area they decided to attack? Because normally people know that military installations, for instance, if you were to, I mean, you've talked about how the military institutions are usually open to the public on Fridays. There will be questions as to this attack did not happen on a Friday, it happened on a Tuesday. So the guards were supposed to have been up. So there'll be questions as to what happened, how was the perimeter breached, what about the guards that are usually mounted on, watchtowers? What were they doing? Were they asleep? There'll be areas where there are CCTV cameras. What happened in those areas as well? There are huge questions around that. And then the significance, what gave these bandits the audacity, the temerity to be able to say, this is going to be the area we want to attack today? Do you have any questions roaming in your head in terms of, what were they trying to really achieve beyond? Because some people say this is not about ransom. Maybe they want to take a ransom, yes, maybe. But it looks like you are trying to send home a message.
Yeah, thank you, Makwe. You just got it right. They just want to send a message. And this is what terrorists do. And what the Buhari government should do is to tag these people as terrorists. What they want to do is to send a message to create fear and to show the military that we can come for you and there's nothing you can do. You may not know, I don't know whether it's out in the news, that the major has been, belongs to some groups, and I know about 3 hours ago, his body was found. He has been killed. So it's not about ransom. I just want to confirm to Makwe that she is right. It's not about ransom. They just want to pass a message. We can come in. We can do what we need to do. And there are some hardliners in this government that are sponsoring this kind of narratives. They just want to show that they can Islamize this country. They think about Taliban, they think about the Mujahideens, and they want to replicate it in this country. And they don't care what happened. They simply don't care. As long as at the end of the day, there's Sharia and there is whatever thing they have in their head, they want to achieve. So these people that are sending messages are sponsored by Nigerians.
So if I could follow up on that quickly.
Please go ahead.
This part of what you just spoke about now, the security agencies gleaned this from those who they arrested over time, saying this is the intention.
Absolutely. The intention of it's on the internet. So it's not even about the people we interrogated. The intention is to Islamize Nigeria and practice Sharia. And it doesn't matter if some people die. It doesn't matter if you're embarrassed. It doesn't matter if our economy has degenerated. Look at the interest rate. Look at the inflation rate. Look at the debt profile of Nigeria. They don't care. As long as at the end, the Quran is at the sea. So some people in this country have this mindset. And we must tell the truth. If you tell the truth, you die. If you don't tell it, you die. Some people have this mindset to Islamize the nation. And they're in the government. And people know them. The DSS know them. The NIA know them. The DIA knows them, because it is the DIA that conducted the operations that arrested these sponsors. So they know them. Why is the government, the commander-in-chief of the armed forces?
The general area of Afaka, where where the NDA is cited, is no stranger to this sort of attacks. Before now, I mean, a few other institutions around the Defense Academy have also been attacked. Talking about the Institute of Agriculture and so Forestry, Mechanized Division, something to that effect. I can't remember the exact name of the institution now, but we do know that they have been around this area. Now, I'm looking at the front page of Daily Trust newspapers, and they have this, why NDA security was compromised. And the first writer says, bandits leave peacefully. Peacefully is in parenthesis, near academy. There have been questions before now that sometimes, this happened in Jos, around Rukuba, that, there were attacks happening in the neighboring area, and that the military institutions did nothing. The same thing happened when there were attacks on the airport, the airports. Residential area. Happen. It didn't really need to wait this long before they took action against people they knew were a security threat to not just them, but also the people around their environment.
Yeah, Makwe, I may also shock you that some cadets have been abducted before now. And when they took these cadets away, and they demanded for ransom, as low as 400,000 naira at that time. The cadets were released after the ransom were paid. And the cadet told them that where they took them to, that they could hear the parade going on in NDA, that they were not taken far away from NDA, that every morning they hear the parade and the programs going on in NDA, while they were in the camp of the terrorists. You are right. These people live around NDA. It's about social-cultural issue. As long as you're a Muslim and you speak Fufude or Hausa, you can do whatever you like and fraternize with the military and go in and out of the barracks. You are saying that the attack did not happen on Friday. Of course, it happened on Friday. But they have enough time to carry out surveillance. They have enough time to have insiders that will work with them. The problem is that journalists should go around our military institution this Friday and carry their cameras and see the decadence, the security breach that goes on every Friday in all military institutions across Nigeria, and tell the Minister of Defense to put a stop to that. The defense institutions, they're sacred. They're not where people can come on Friday, throw open the gate because they want to come and do Jumat. The truth is that on Sundays, we don't have such, invasion of our premises by Christians to come and pray or to come and do whatever on Sundays. But for the 35 years I spent in the military intelligence, if you go to Tego Barracks in Apapa, it's the same.
Before you know, it's M. Josh on the beat. When Guru never show, they say he don't show. Say that a man in the Lagos country getting plenty doctors. Money come fly, doctor come cure. When Guru come show, hospital close. Everybody running, church shuts down. Professional doctors in the ghost mood. They don't show for the big man house. Hospital nadago, facilities nadago, education nadago. Power supply na zero. Now Guru don't show for area. News headline don't talk. Say chief of staff don't carry. Say governors don't carry. Say ministers don't carry. Say senators don't carry. If you like president, you don't carry. But rich and poor go suffer this thing. Hospital they no get. Facilities they no get. 9.1 billion for pocket. Professional doctors in August. London hospital close for guys. When Guru never show, they say he don't show. Say that a man in the Lagos country getting plenty doctors. Money come fly, doctor come cure. Just welcome to Animal Kingdom. Animal Kingdom. Animal City. Animal City. I welcome to Animal Country. Oh, Animal Country. Zoological Kingdom. Zoological Kingdom. Welcome to Animal Kingdom. Animal Kingdom. Animal City. Oh, Animal City. You are welcome to Animal Country. Oh, Animal Country. Welcome to Zoological Kingdom. Zoological Kingdom. Yeah. Headache, worry, rich man go to America. But now we matter don't serious. America love ya again. Youth hospitals them say no. Train doctors them say no. Build a school them say no. Give us lights them say no. Security na zero. If poor man sick he go die here. Poor man no get him out. Poor man no fit talk. Poor man life na nonsense. Animals everywhere. Animals get value. Get value pass human. Then send animals to carry gun. Animals shoot people.
Welcome to today's edition of Radio Biafra IPOB Asia. On today, the 31st of August 2021, whereby we are trying to look at some of the events as it concerns the indigenous people of Biafra living in Asia. A lot of things has happened in the last few days, and we have seen the level of high insecurity in the contraption called Nigeria, whereby we unfortunately found ourselves there without our own consent. So I welcome you. If you are in Asia, if you are in India, if you are in Malaysia, if you are in Thailand, Macau, China, all these areas, in Cambodia, our people are residing in all these places. And at the course of our sojourn, we do not make this choice. Rather, it is unfortunate that our land has been under occupation for a very long time, for decades now, and our people has been killed, and the killings of our people has been sustained since 1945 till today. And in 1970, the Nigerian states, they have been consistently implementing draconian economic policies that ended up strangulating our people, and making it impossible for our people to explore the talents that we have. These are the reasons why we, the indigenous people of Biafra all over the world, we have been agitating peacefully through the instrumentalities of the international law to see that our people, that we are free, whereby we will be able to control our destiny, because the Nigerian state is the enabler of terrorism. Because when you look at the events, the things that has happened, the stories that have been told, the facts that have been stated by people who have been in the system, those who have been where the decisions and policies are made, they have spoken up. Some of them have been courageous enough to come up, to speak up, to tell the world, especially the Nigerian people who are ignorant of what is playing out in Nigeria. It is only in Nigeria, in the whole world, where you see things are done upside down. Only in Nigeria where you see what they call quota system, whereby because of your ethnicity, because of where you comes from, you are required to score 140 marks in an exam, whereas your peers or your counterparts, due to they come from a land where the Fulanese has occupied. Because of that, they are required by the Nigerian administrative law to score only 3 or 4 or 7, as the case may be. So at the end of the day, after scoring these lower marks, you see that they are the ones that are occupying the National Assembly, where laws that guides the intellectuals in the country. So these are the bans of the underdevelopment that we see in Nigeria, because the system was fraudulently skewed in order to favor a particular nepotistic agenda. So, and because of that, it has continuously to draw any form of development backwards. Because when you go to the National Assembly today, they have already created a quota system, and this quota system has been translated into a veto power within the Nigerian parliament. This is what people do not understand. In the Nigerian parliament today, as a Southerner, if you were able to sponsor a bill to be passed into law for the development of your constituency, even if you like, all the Southern senators come out in support of that bill to vote for the bill, you will see at the end of the day, you will see fair to pass that law if they not, as they call themselves, if they not decide not to support that bill. Because the northern states, they have 19 states, whereas the southern states have 17. That is the quota system. That is the veto power. They have the veto power of 2. So no matter whatever you do, they have the deciding power. So that is the reason why they were unable to pass the Southeast Development Bill that was sponsored by some of the Southern senators. These are the reasons why the Nigerian states at the just concluded petroleum industry bill, whereby they allocated only 3% of the resources to the host communities. The host communities that their land, their farmlands has been destroyed by oil exploration. These host communities are the ones that are bearing the brunt of this criminality that is ongoing in our land. Oil is in our land, the natural resources are in our land, but we do not have control over it. We are not benefiting from it. We are chased away by draconian laws, by economic policies. Like today, if you go to Nigeria today and you put a slave ship that you want to take slaves, in Nigeria, you see people will even run to go and buy chain and put on their hands to join your ship, because Nigeria is a concentration camp where everybody wants to get out. Those who are in Nigeria are the criminals or those who do not have any means of getting out. Those are the people that are in Nigeria. The criminals are the ones that are utilizing, that are being used to advance the agenda of the Fulanis. So they are giving pittance, a little money. They will use it to enjoy with their cronies and thereby subjugating the destiny of millions of our people. You see Hope Uzodinma, who did not win an election, and he was handpicked by the Fulanis in order to represent their interests. So these are the reasons, these are the abnormalities that we see in the Nigerian state that we have been agitating to be free, to have a deciding capacity of our own destiny. Because as it is, we do not control our destiny. That is the reason why we are spread all over the world. That is the reason why we are in Asia. Some people who see it, they think that we like it to be here. We do not. We want to go home. We want to be with our families. We want to develop the land of our ancestors. But we cannot do that because of the policies of the occupiers. So these are the reasons why the indigenous people of Biafra all over the world, especially we that lives in Asia, we are supporting and standing shoulder to shoulder with our leader, MAZI KALU, who has given it all to see that the indigenous people of Biafra all over the world are liberated out of this enslavement, because this is a 21st century enslavement that we find ourselves. How can we reconcile the fact that we have human power, human resources, our people that are capable to have job and contribute towards the development of our society? But due to the government do not have the interests of the people at heart. Look at how Aba is. Look at how all the states in the Biafra land were left to deteriorate. Everywhere is in a state of dilapidation in our land. These people, they are representing the interests of the foreigners. That is the reason why there is ongoing jihad in Nigeria today. If you look at what is going on, the terrorists has been recruited into the Nigerian army by the government of the day. Why are they recruiting terrorists into the army? It is because the government have a policy of resettling the Fulani terrorists from all over the Sahel into Nigeria. This is an age-long agenda of the Fulanis, which they want to implement at this point in time. And they are using our own people, those who we send to represent, or those who are at the National Assembly, those who are the House of Representatives, those who are at the Senate House. They do not represent our interests. For instance, there was a bill that was passed the other day. Some of the senators representing our land are not, were not at the session, but they were sent there. They deliberately abstained from that session because of their own personal interest. So we, the people of Biafra, we must continuously support our own freedom, because nobody will give us the freedom. Freedom is taken and not given. That is the reason why the people of Biafra, we have been left to face our own destiny. And as a people, we must remain resolute and follow the laid down rules that our leader has already given to us. Our leader is alive. Our leader will come out and join us for us to march towards our restoration. Because without having a single command structure, we will not be able to harness all this, our anger, because we have to translate this anger that we have. The anger that we have to translate it into benefiting us towards our liberation struggle. Not just we are angry, but we are not doing anything to see that we are free. Everything that you know that you should do, that you can do to offer this restoration, the hand that it needs for us to be free. This is a collective effort that is required. This is not just for those who are in IPOB or those who are championing the cause for the restoration of Biafra. Rather, all of us who are suffering from this enslavement that we found ourselves. All of us, nobody will boast of having enjoyed anything just for being a Nigerian. Nobody have enjoyed anything. Being a Nigerian or using the Nigerian passport has been a problem for all of us, which all of us we know. So this is the reason why we must always do the right thing, contribute our quota to see that we have our own nation restored. Because the jihadists are coming. The killings in the north, it is gradually saturating all over Nigeria. And if we do not start on time to do something about it, we'll be taken by surprise. Because these terrorists, they are determined and they are well sponsored by the Nigerian state. And if we look at the thing that has been happening, you see that the Nigerian state is hell-bent on killing the people of Biafra, because the terrorists are kidnapping in the north. The terrorists are killing in the north. The terrorists, they are carrying out ethnic cleansing in the north. But the Nigerian state is not deploying the military to go there and go after them. The Nigerian state is not deploying the security apparatus to where they are needed, where people are being massacred, where people are being kidnapped, and ransom are being taken on a daily basis. So these are the things, when you look at it, you know that we are a people that has been marked for extermination. So if we have been marked for extermination, it is our own responsibility now to preserve our lives, because self-preservation is the first of human instinct. So because of that, that is the reason why we are enjoining everybody that is being trapped in Nigeria to do something, because we cannot continue to lament. The other day, some people were protesting towards carrying the coffins and the corpses of those that were massacred by these terrorists to the government house. Taking the corpses to the government house is good to show that you are protesting, you are angry, but the most important thing to be done is self-defense. Most of these government officials have come out openly to tell the people to defend themselves. There has been killing in Katsina, in Sokoto, everywhere in Nigeria. There is killing on a daily basis. Are you going to sit down and watch until your head is cut off by these terrorists? These terrorists are sponsored by the Nigerian state. These terrorists, the Nigerian state has been the enabler of terrorism. So, because of these things, the Nigerian state can never kill the terrorists that are killing our people. They are everywhere. So because of these things, we have been saying it.
What Nigerian army is doing is recycling insurgency. They are simply recycling insurgency. And my worries and my pain for Nigerian people is that we have docile leaders from different sections of this country, from different ethnic nationalities. Leaders that have chosen to be docile, that have chosen to deliberately remain dumb and stooge and a walking stick in the hands of fools. The last time I checked, we have prominent leaders from northwest, from southeast, from southwest, from south, from middle belt, who are seeing the excesses and they are seeing the misgiven by some few individuals in this country, and I'm keeping quiet. I put it to them that in no distant time, if they think because
Nigerian states recycles terrorism, exactly as this our brother is saying it, the Nigerian state is recycling terrorism. I have never seen or read in anywhere in the world where there is still war ongoing and the government will have a policy of assimilating or conscripting or recruiting the same insurgent or the same terrorists that has been killing a lot of people, that the government is still fighting. And at the same time, the government is saying that they have repented, they have surrendered, and they are rehabilitating and recruiting them into the main army of Nigeria. These are the things that has been fueling insecurity in Nigeria. Because these terrorists that are recruited into the army, the government have a policy of recruiting them, and the government is saying that they have repented. If they have repented and they have surrendered, and the war is still ongoing, how will the government assimilate them and they recruit them into the army and send them to the east to go and kill people? So these are the things that is happening in Nigeria today. When you go to the east, to the southern Nigeria today, all the security installation in the south now are being controlled by the jihadists. That is what is going on now. And the earlier the people wake up to this dangerous situation, the better for everybody. Because as it is, what this man says is exactly what our leader has been saying, that the Fulanese wants to take over Nigeria. and they have been planning this thing for a very long time.
Back is where I was trained as an intelligence officer. It's the same. On Friday, they will troop in. They throw it open. It's religion. And if, because we must think about solution. The Minister of Defense should stop this. They should make pronouncement and stop it. Every Friday, people should go to various mosques around them to pray and maintain the sanctity of our military institutions. That's what
So I wanted to
from.
know if this has been an issue before now. I mean, has this been anything that, you know, the people at the top in the military have found as a source of concern? Let me raise an instance. For instance, we know that at almost every security institution, even on the roads here in Abuja, before you can enter the same road that leads to any military institution is divided in two. There are huge barricades to prevent anybody from just entering, so to speak. This became a source of concern for the military, in terms, especially after the attacks on the police headquarters. Has this been a source of concern for for the top brass of the military to say, hey, look, if we're taking these steps to put barricades, then this is also going to be a source of concern for us. What can we do about it? Have they elevated this discussion?
At defense headquarters, every Monday, even if you go this Monday coming, you will see they're always there to discuss intelligence and security brief. We discuss all topics there, including the issue of Muslims gathering every weekend. All those barriers you see at defense headquarters. And that's why I'm talking to the media. They should go there on Friday. The barrier is no longer there. It's open because it is Jumat. And this is when they come to carry out surveillance. If you look at what happened in Mogadishu Barrack, it was the same. There was a time they went there and blasted the place and killed a lot of people. It's these same people that are allowed to have access on Fridays and become members of the mess because they are, you know, it's a social cultural issue. So I think we should begin to look, the Minister of Defense should put an end to this, because for 35 years of my stay in the military intelligence, it has been the case. Both naval institution, Air Force institution, Army institutions, even the Department of State Services. Once it's Friday, the gates are thrown open and people come from outside and there'll be no space. They'll be all over. If you go to Defense Headquarters on Friday, this Friday, you see them littered everywhere.
If I could just comment. I mean, this conversation is usually quite tricky. I mean, people.
So what we are saying is still the same thing, because the analysis and also the expose by this gentleman is something that our leader Martin Nnamdi Kanu has been saying for a very long time, warning our people on the dangers that these Fulanis pose and what they have planned to do for a very long time. So this same thing has been said by so many people. At least we can now be able to join the dots together. Everybody is speaking. Those who have been in the position to know, they have summoned courage to come and speak up against all these things, so as to warn our people to be able to stand guard and do the right thing at the right time, in order not to become part of those that are in the IDP camps, as they call it, because this IDP camps is also a refugee center. So many people are refugees in Nigeria today. So it is because so many of us, we do not follow the warnings when they are being given. So many people see the agitation for Biafra as an unnecessary agitation. But in reality, we are feeling the pain. We are all seeing the atrocities that has been going on in Nigeria since 2015. Even before then, our life has never been better. There has never been any time that Nigeria could be said to be great in whatever capacity that we may like to measure the Nigerian state. So when a state have a policy, a general policy of recruiting terrorists into the army, you will understand that the army itself was not in the first place a national army. Rather, the army and other security agencies in Nigeria has been nepotistically positioned for an agenda, which is to conquer the ancestral lands of the indigenous people. Because so many people have been asking, why are the Fulanis seeking to take over the lands of indigenous people? And some people are asking questions. If the Fulanis are Nigerians, why are they hell-bent on taking over the land that belongs to other people? So because of these things, we must look into them and be able to analyze the situation and put all the facts together and be able to prepare ourselves for what is to come. Because these people, they are stopping on nothing. Even today, some people are still saying that people should just manage, that 2023 is around the corner, that they will just go. But that is a very wrong thinking about the situation, because if you want to sit down and receive all the atrocities that the Fulanis are passing on to Nigerians today, if you want to sit down and wait for them to finish and go, you don't know that they are putting their mechanisms in place. Because there was a time, I remember in 2013 or 2014 or thereabout, when the Fulanis were against Goodluck Jonathan, when they were against him from contesting for the second term. Some of them, maybe it is Ango Abdullahi, said that if Jonathan contested for that election, that they are going to put a mechanism in place to see that the North will rule Nigeria forever. And that is what they are going to do, because they have already deceived the people, the indigenous population, with a bloated population and census figure, a fraudulent census figure, whereby the North, as they claim, have the highest population in Nigeria. And when they continue to present this narrative that they have the highest population, that is to say, there is nothing you could do when they put their mechanisms in place before leaving the office. Whoever that will occupy that office will definitely carry out exactly the mandates and the agenda of these same Fulanis. So this is what will happen, because so many people are banking and saying that they should wait, that everybody should wait for them to finish, that they are going, that whatever evil that they are doing, that they must leave the office. Yes, they must leave the office. But they will put the mechanism in place and put those that they want to be there. So the Fulanis has succeeded in subjugating everybody. Because if you go to all the southeastern states now, you see that all the police commissioners are Fulanis. Go to every security agency in Nigeria, they are all headed by the Fulanis. All these things we are done on purpose. Okay, for instance, today, Nigeria as a country, the two representatives of Nigeria at the United Nations are two Fulanis. It took these Fulanis decades and decades of bribe and deceit of our own people or the Southerners, because the Yorubas and others are included. They were all deceived all these years when they were plotting to make sure that they position themselves for a complete conquest of the South. That is the reason why you see the terrorists that the government sponsored. You see the terrorists that the Fulani themselves sponsored. It is on record. El-Rufai was on a national television saying that he paid the Fulanis to stop killing. How did he know them? So what we are saying in effect is this, that the Fulanis, they have been working on the ground for so many years to make sure that they put the mechanisms in place. That is the reason why the Nigerian two representatives at the United Nations are the Fulanis. And if you go to the United Nations human rights, now Nigeria is occupying, I don't know, maybe it is Nigeria that is heading that agency now. And the Nigerian representatives, there are two Fulanis. So that is why they are killing people in Nigeria. The United Nations will never say anything. The terrorists are invading communities, destroying indigenous population, and the government will call them bandits, and nobody will question them. It is because of that you see the Cameroonian government killing a lot of people in Cameroon. The United Nations will just look the other way because it is a conspiracy. Are we talking about the African Union? Are we talking about the ECOWAS, that Economic Community of West African Bloc? All of them are moribund. They are not there for the African people. They are not there for our welfare. They are not there for our well-being. Look at Ghana. The Ghana government arrested the indigenous people of Biafra who are peacefully agitating for Biafra to be free so that they will leave Ghana for them. They were arrested. The same thing happened in Benin Republic. They arrested Igboho. He is also a Yoruba. And the Beninois, they originally Yoruba. They were called Dahomey. You see? So these are the colonial constructs that is jamming the head of Africans together. And the people that the colonialists has chosen to hand them over, the people of Africa, are doing a perfect job for their slave masters. That is the reason why when you agitate in Africa, you are killed. That is the reason why when you agitate to be free in Africa, your fellow Africans will help to kill you. Whereas in Europe, when they agitate to be free, they are giving a referendum, a peaceful referendum. They will vote. Some of them vote many, many times until they will arrive at an agreement. But in Africa, when you disagree with the colonial boundaries, you are killed. When you disagree with the evil going on in Africa, you are imprisoned. Just the way the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, MAZI Kanu, was extraordinarily renditioned from Kenya to Nigeria. He is a British citizen. He traveled on a British passport and the British government has never done anything. If he was a white Briton, will the British government do the same? These are what we are facing all over the world. The world hates us. The world hates us. As long as the world hates us, we must not hate ourselves. That is the reason why every sane or discerning mind, a Biafran, must live up to this responsibility for Biafra to be free. There should not be any emotion. We should all work together to see that our leader, MAZI Kanu, is freed from the dungeons of the Islamic Republic of Nigeria. These are what we should do. Biafrans all over the world, those who lives in the country where they can protest. Those who are not in a position to protest, you do the needful. You join a family meetings, you contribute towards this restoration, because the restoration of Biafra requires your input. The restoration of Biafra requires your efforts. The restoration of Biafra requires your presence. The restoration of Biafra is not meant for a particular people. The restoration of Biafra is meant for you and I. There is no room for bickering. There is no room for misunderstanding, because our challenges is enormous. The people coming to devour us, they are well equipped. They are supported by higher power. But who do we have? We only have our Almighty Creator, Chukwu Okike Abiama. So that is the reason why, with that synergy and with our collective efforts, we shall defeat our foes. So that is what we are saying. That is why we are saying that in as much as the Fulanis are recruiting terrorists into the Nigerian army, in as much as the Nigerian state is an enabler of terrorism, in as much as the Nigerian state pampers, rehabilitates, and recruits terrorists into the mainstream army. Therefore, we have a very big reason to agitate to be free. We have every reason to seek to opt out of this unholy marriage that have killed our people, that have taken our lives, that have made us beggars in a foreign land. So these are what we are saying. These are what we are saying. Whatever you know that you can do. Some of us, we are not broadcasters. We don't know, we've never done it before, but we have been doing it in order for Biafra to be free. Even if it takes a lot of our efforts, even as it takes our collective efforts to be free, we must do it and be free. Look at the children that we have all over the world. So many of our children cannot go back unless if we have our freedom. Because so many of us, you cannot take your children to Nigeria as it is. Everywhere is dilapidated. There is high insecurity everywhere. The government is not living up to her responsibility, which is the protection of lives and properties of the citizenry. These are what is going. Your life is not guaranteed in Nigeria. For someone to die in Nigeria is unpredictable. If it is not sickness, it will be road accident. If it is not road accident, it will be bad road, a lot of things. Nigeria cannot generate 5,000 megawatts of electricity. A country that have oil and gas, a country that have abundant sunlight, that is the Atlantic Ocean surrounding Nigeria, but they cannot generate electricity. It's a shame. A country that have a policy of subjugating a particular people. You have the Atlantic Ocean surrounding the south, but you have only one seaport in Lagos, whereby someone from Calabar, where there is Atlantic Ocean, where the British, when they were in Nigeria, they used the Calabar port to export their palm oil and other produce that they were exploiting from our land. But today there is no seaport. Why? Because the Nigerian state deliberately made the law where what they call the exclusive legislative list of power. This exclusive legislative list of power is what the Nigerian state used to underdevelop the South, especially Biafra land. Because under this law, under this exclusive legislative list, it means that it is only the federal government that exercises these rights or these laws. And under these laws, you have to construct seaport is under this exclusive list. To generate electricity is under this exclusive list. To build expressway is under this exclusive legislative list. To establish foreign missions is under this exclusive legislative list. That is to say that everything that would have brought development to Biafra land or to the south, we are deliberately kept under the exclusive legislative list of power. So that as a governor from your state, you cannot build seaport, you cannot construct all these infrastructures that the people desperately need. It was for a purpose, because they want to render you useless. So these are the things that we, the people of Biafra, are passing through in Nigeria. You cannot establish because there is a law that is restricting you from establishing. So we have every reason to agitate to be free. And our agitation has been peaceful, and our agitation has been built under the international law provisions. The United Nations Charter, the Africa Charter, even the Nigerian local law, which is the Nigerian Constitution, also empowers us, the indigenous people, to agitate for freedom. If we feel that our rights are not guaranteed under the Nigerian states, and that is what we are doing. And even that law even empowers the Nigerian states to even provide the logistics that will enable the indigenous people to agitate for their freedom peacefully. But today, you see the Nigerian state incarcerating our people unlawfully. You see the level of extraordinary, the level of extrajudicial killings going on in our land. The Nigerian police, the Nigerian military, the Nigerian security forces have been going into the farms in our land to kill our farmers and tag them ESN and tag them IPOB. These are the atrocities that are going on in our land. It could be you. It could be your loved one tomorrow. So these are the things that we are seeing, and if we are not doing anything about it, it will definitely consume us. So this is my message to us today, as we keep on seeing how the Nigerian state continues to recruit these terrorists.
Leaders today, they have the backings of security. They have all it takes to be protected in no distant time. They will also be affected because there is no champion forever. They will not remain in power forever. And the evil that will befall Nigeria people will cut off with them. So the high time they wake up to speak and then decide and take cogent and the very, very correct decision against this, I see as recycling of insurgency, the better for us. I don't know if you are seeing the danger ahead. It's easier. I'm a trained forensic psychologist. It's easier for you to rehabilitate somebody who is mentally retarded, either as a result of drugs or any other factor. It's easier to rehabilitate him and redefine his mindset and make him a better person, and as well re-engage him to the society. An insurgent is an extremist. He's not dwelling all he's doing based on how much you are giving him. An insurgent is an extremist that can sacrifice even his life and thinking what he's doing it to the glory of God Almighty. And let me give you my take on this and where I am seeing danger ahead. So once upon a time, we had OPC. And these people terrorized the Southwest. And the government dislodged them because of the excesses in their activities. They were never seen as potentials to be re-engaged into the Nigerian army. The last time I checked, we had Bakassi. They were also pushed away by Nigerian security. And
in some
say this thing they happen in Afghanistan, it they happen for what do you call it in other countries where we get terrorists. The thing don't enter here. I don't enter. And it be like say the government where they on top, they also the part of the thing where they happen to us because they know the talk. And I keep saying, say, look, if government show say it get power to stop Igboho and stop Nnamdi Kanu, why government no get power to stop bandits where they say they kill us here? And they call them, say, unknown government. But me, from Benue State, I know now Fulani people, they come kill us. And our current leaders were there for Asa Rock, for presidency, they get hand into it. In fact, not be me talking. even the Fulani bandits, they know they like me, they call them, say they be Fulani, they should be calling them bandits. But they are Fulani people, and they don't come and go and talk, say, look, if now this government bring them in 2015, say make them go help them do election. After election, they don't abandon them. So then they look for money where they go chop. So the thing not be saying that the thing where anybody go hide, say he know they see. They are part of it. This government never come out to deny, say, na lie. We no do that kind of a thing. Now me talk first. You know here Obasanjo. You know HARAM. Even Sultan of Sokoto will be Fulani man. He said, look, every 7 or 8 so-called bandits, where they call, the people they carry gun go kill people and kidnap people. He says 7 or 8 of them na Fulani people. Now me talk first. You know here the thing where Commodore Kunle said some few days ago. Now not be me first talking now. That is what is happening. This president and Fulani people don't talk, say, look, they want they won't carry this country, make it become their own. Make them call and say, they Fulani too. Now them get Nigeria.
You get any proof, any reasonable proof, I mean, for this thing?
Which proof you want me to prove again now? When Mr. President know they talk about why you know make Fulani ban Fulani terror people or brand them, say they be terrorists, but they can brand iPod, say they be terrorists. He can stop Igboho from the southwest. Why you not do the same thing where they do? Now my evidence with that. The president is part of the thing. They do the thing. He sabi the thing. Why president they only give appointment to Fulani people? T people no go education, no get qualification. Other people no get this thing. Hausa people, some people will be prominent Hausa. They don't tell me, say, look, my brother, this is where you do. You're fighting for us too, because in 1800, these people came and they come carry our country. Now we don't become slaves. So and whatever they do, there's nothing there like Hausa Fulani in Nigeria, because they don't carry or we don't become their slaves. Now they talk like that. So president is ability where they do. He don't come to execute the thing where Ottoman Danfodio want to do in 1800. But honestly, I tell you, there are good Fulani men, like I say, Sultan of Sokoto, some people will get sense and they want to say make this country be together. Well, they are saying the truth. They are working the truth. But this president, no one make that thing happen. When I talk now, they will come to blackmail me, say they intimidate me. You hear say China way for a long time. I no talk there, but that day they just call me and I go talk. Now they go catch them, say they go deal with them. Haba. This is not the first time where we don't have a Fulani president. We have Shehu Shagari, great man. We don't do well for this country. Everybody he considered as Naim Getam for this country. And he worked with us very well. But if you check, again, Yaradua came. Now Yaradua bring peace for Niger Delta now. And the thing work now. And you remember, in 2012 or so, 2013 or thereabout, when my government, I've been minister at that time now, and we say we're going to negotiate with, we don't tell Goodluck, say, make it try and negotiate with Boko Haram. When we call them to negotiate, they say, no, now Buhari will be their coordinator. That time, Buhari never be president. And I don't talk you, there is organization here, they call them Meyatiala. Meyatiala, now them they do terrorism, now them they sponsor, now them they get money from government. Their chairman, now police they guide them. For this Abuja, or they Abuja here. And they don't take responsibility to say, now they kill people in Benue State, now they kill people in other parts of the country. and nobody they talk about them. I don't write personally to president saying make you arrest these people, question them that the thing what they do no good. Maybe as they catch them, prosecute them. Everybody go also fear. They no feed them. Another one they say Fulani nationality movement. Now them attempted to assassinate me. They wanted to kill me. Now only God helped me that day. I tell you, these people say Nigeria, now the only country where belongs to them. They don't write them. I have documents to show this. I don't send them to president. I don't send them to police. I don't send them to DSS. These people say, look, nothing will stop them because they wanted this revolution in 1800 and they could not achieve it by Ottoman Danfodio. But now they must take over. That they have the money, they have the power, they have the weapons, and they have everything. So this time they must take over. And they promise that we in Benue State, then go kill us, then go rape our women, then go deal with us, then go finish us because they have all the power, because they must then go take over this country, now their own country, where Allah don't give them. And so all these things, the presidency, they have this thing where they talk, and it's in writing, I don't give them. The press handler or Mr. President, the man a lie they talk now. I think that him, they will give him name saying a lie Muhammad. Make it a lie, waka anyhow. Because the thing is say everything we talk there, he no get ground. They barefooted. It has no nothing to hold. Say you go say you don't get substance. That man say I don't come out for waka come out from one party, I enter another one, I enter another one. But how about the president himself? President, I know him. He be enter AMPP. President come out there, go join another party, CPC. But now 4 parties where president enter, where he can't stay for APC now. No. So how you go say you go call Ketu that is black? Eh? How what do you put it? They go say Chako go call Ketu say they black. How can you think about that? You not see the thing where the man talk. He say Ebonyi, they don't give him 6 billion. The governor there don't deny say he don't get any 6 billion. So that man, I suspect say he did on something where we don't sabi. That is why they talk anyhow. Because the man don't get anything to talk about what I said. I say make them come address the thing where I talk for channel television. They know if you talk them. Now to go look for all those excuses they talk anyhow. All the cattle in Nigeria, they are less than 20 million. But in India, there are over 300 million cattle, but then they ranch them. In Brazil, over 260 million, they do ranching. In America, over 100 million, then they ranch them. In, what do you call it, in Argentina, over 100 million. In China, over 100 million. Then they ranch the thing, and no problem. You don't hear say people, they fight. They call names, saying a farmer and header. It's all lies. There is no problem like that. They won't take over the land. The people where they can't kill us for Benue State today, not be saying that they bring cattle again. No. Now militia, now AK-47 be their cattle. Now him they carry, come, they kill us and see they deceive us here. Now the same thing they happen for Plateau State. Now the same thing they happen for Kaduna. The same thing they happen for Zamfara because the now Hausa people, they original owners of that land. The same thing now him they happen for Katsina. Now Hausa people they there. Now Fulani wants to take over. And this presidency, now him they support them. Make them do that kind of thing. Because I think he don't enter into agreement with them, say, as he become president, he go help them, make them achieve the thing. Because everywhere, go to Ghana now, Central African Republic, other parts of Africa, they don't drive Fulani come out, so they say they must take over Nigeria. So it's the same thing. The thing where Fulani nationality movement don't talk, and they therefore press, say they will take over this country. Now him they do them, and by force, then go do them. Now the thing where some of us say, we not going to agree with that. I know if you go talk about Plateau, I can talk about Benue. I go talk about Benue, but Plateau, because himself now the people can't give a mandate now. Me they give me for payment. Me I no agree. So now him know the thing where he go do. But when the thing happen, when they say they keep people there, I will call him sympathize with him. Say make this canteen and my prayer there with them. Make this canteen no continue again. And the way the thing they happen there, down from the thing where Fulani they do. Now they don't want turn the thing to be religion, and religion thing when it begin happen, nobody is safe, and the thing no go finish quick, as the case may be. So, what I go talk about my brother and colleague in Plateau is that I will continue make they pray for them, make God help, make them resolve that matter. I believe say make Nigeria be together, and the thing will go help us be together. They say our people must obey the law.
Mhm.
We must have respect for our constitution, because that is the only thing that can bind us. And for me, as governor, I took oath of office, and now the thing where they guard me be that. So even when I say they should defend themselves, what I meant and what I have told them and what then they do, as I talk to you now, is to ensure that they use the weapon way Constitution don't allow us to do. For instance, nobody stop you from making the carry cutlass, the walk about. If anything happen, you know how to do. Nobody stop you from using spear. If anybody attack you, you will fit also defend yourself. Nobody stop you from using the thing what they call den gun. Den gun is a weapon, but you can use it. But as far as I'm concerned, we're using the conventional security. But the problem is say they know they enough. Then they try, but the problem, they know plenty. Reach how they will handle the problem we will get for this state and all that. So I say make them get bow and arrow, not be offense for our constitution. But the thing where would they ask, they say iPod, they were using pump action. They go catch them. Those one too, government no say make them do them, but they go catch them. But why is the thing they say Fulani men, they use AK-47, they use AK-49, they use machine gun, they use explosives, and they no fit catch them. Then see allow them. Then they go kidnap our children, then they go kidnap our people, then they go do all kind of atrocity, but they leave them. I don't talk to Mr. President, say, make he declare these people as he did to iPod, say they be terrorists. The man no agree do. So this is the problem. And this is why we're saying the country no they equal as it's supposed to be, because even the president, the same oath of office where me I take. President too, he carried the same oath of office, say he go defend all Nigerian people. But the thing where president they do now, they defend only Fulani people. You know they defend Igbo, no Yoruba, no Tigma, no Idoma, no Igede. They are just killing us. As I talk to you, they continue to kill us. And president know where these people they. They go say they are unknown government. One day there will be unknown president, an unknown governor, unknown minister, unknown this. This is where the country they go. We are fast becoming the republic where na banana, na him they rule us. Nothing is going on.
So sad. Sometimes I look at these governors, I just laugh. Governor that has just said everything has said that these Fulanese, they are coming to conquer and occupy. And he rightly said it, that even though these Fulanese, that this their agenda started in 1804, an agenda that started in 1804 till today, and the great-grandchildren are still pursuing it. And after the governor said all that he said, he still said that he wants the country to be one. How will this country how will this country be one? Are you going to be one with these people that you say that they are coming to occupy your land, to kill you, and they take over your land in fulfillment of their 1804 jihad? As you, the governor, just said it, which is the truth, which our leader has been saying for long, which we, the indigenous people of Biafra, we have also been saying it. We have been shouting, telling our people that there is a jihad that the Fulanese are planning. And that is the reason why they placed every Fulani in command of every security apparatus. They did this for what is to come, for what their plans are, for what their agendas are. So these are the reasons why you see police commissioners in every part of Biafra land. That is why you see every military formation in any part of the south of Biafra land. They are occupied by the Fulanese. It was for a purpose. It was for a plan. It is because of this plan. What this governor have just said now is exactly what is unfolding in Nigeria today. And you ask yourself, how many are these Fulanese? How many are there that they want to conquer the Nigerian state? They want to conquer the land that belongs to the indigenous people, your ancestral land, the land that your forebearers bequeathed to us all. You want to sit and watch the Fulanese overrun it and take it over, as they are doing. They are killing with impunity, and the government is using the state apparatus to finance and to execute this jihad that is ongoing. So this is the reason why all of us, we must sit up and do the right thing and defend our land and the help to pursue peacefully the restoration of the sovereign state of Biafra, our nation that was robbed of us by the British. Biafra has existed for thousands of years before the British arrived. Our forefathers has been there. Our people have been on that land for thousands and thousands of years. So it is a responsibility before you and I to see that we defend our land, to see that we restore our dignity, to see that we stop this brain drain. Because when you look at what transpired at the just concluded Olympic 2020 in Japan, you see that a lot of Biafran people represented different countries of the world at that tournament. It is because we do not have our own nation. What we are passing through now is very dangerous for our future. How many of us can speak our language? How many of us can speak our local language? Not to talk of passing it on to our children. This is a sign for the depletion of our future, our culture in the future. So these are the salient things that must occur to our minds on a daily basis. At least we are seeing what is happening. The people, they do not want us. They are against us. They want to see us killed. They want to see us died. They want to see us dead. Sorry. So these are the reasons why all of us, we must sit up and walk towards one goal. because our destiny is in danger. Our future is in a great danger. The Fulani, they have a plan that they want to achieve. The government is sponsoring all these things. The Bauchi state governor, he came out on a national television and said that the Fulani, they want to resettle the Fulanis in Nigeria. Just as what Governor Tom is saying, it is true. The Fulani, they have the agenda to conquer and subjugate and continue the spread of the Fulani Sokoto Caliphate. So many people do not understand. So many people do not know that this Sokoto Caliphate that we see today is the seat of power of Uthman Danfodio, the man that this governor mentioned here. Sorry. It's a government policy, the government policy to resettle the Fulanis into Nigeria, to occupy the ancestral lands of indigenous people. That is what the government has been doing. There is no development. You only hear they have constructed railway to Niger Republic. They built dry ports in Kaduna. Today, they are also building petrol stations in Niger Republic. The only development that they bring to the southern Nigeria is Roga, cattle routes, grazing routes, 18th century Uthman Danfodio's path where he moved with his cow. And all these cattle, all these cows you see, they are not really cows for economic purposes or to make economic profit. These cows, you see the Fulanese with, it is their own weapon of conquest. The way the British, the Americans, the Europeans, the way they colonized, they conquered with guns. So the same way the Fulanese conquers using the cows. When they arrived your community with their cows, you think that these are just herders. You allow them to feed their cattle and give water to their cattle. From there, they will now take over and kill you and take over your land. So that is the reason why wherever you see the Fulani, their emblem is the cow, because the cow is their own weapon of conquest. But our people do not understand this. Our people do not make research. We only want to go and watch BB Niger, and they make comments on Facebook on things that doesn't have any effect to our daily lives. However, the indigenous people of Biafra will be observing the 14th of September sit at home. It is called the Saboteurs Day, because if you look at the struggle for the restoration of Biafra, a lot of people have come and gone. A lot of people that we have trusted, we have believed in, they have come, they have been with us, and at the point in time, many of them went astray. This journey for the restoration of Biafra has passed through a lot of hurdles. It only required those with the sincerest spirit for the restoration of Biafra. This journey doesn't require those who have intent of benefiting anything. Because as soon as you have the intent at the back of your mind of what you are going to benefit now or thereafter, when the freedom is restored, when you have such mindset, you will not be able to work for the restoration of Biafra, because the restoration of Biafra is a voluntary it's a voluntary engagement that requires your participation. The restoration of Biafra is a voluntary engagement that requires your financial contribution, because freedom is taken and never given, and the freedom costs. You can't achieve freedom without your input in finance. So that is the reason why the indigenous people of Biafra, as IPOB family, we are exceptional. Why are we exceptional? We are exceptional because we are volunteers. Nobody gives us anything. Rather, we use our money to invest in it because we want our people to be free. We are not doing it because we want to be anything tomorrow. We are not doing it for us to be paid. Rather, we are doing it for humanity. So that is why any genuine Biafran that have the interests of the people at heart will genuinely pursue the restoration of Biafra through the establishment that the indigenous people of Biafra, ably led by MAZI Kanu, has already put in place. Because without a structure and a single command, we will not have a sane society. Because the idea and the objective of IPOB is to have a different nation that is completely different from what Nigeria is from what Nigeria is. A country that could not pipe water to our homes, a country that could not generate electricity for more than 60 years, despite the abundance of the natural resources. We have wind, whereby we can even invent wind turbine. We have the Atlantic, whereby we can use the sea to generate electricity. We have sunlight, whereby we can generate with solar, a lot of things. We have oil and gas. But in Nigeria today, our people are in darkness. So, the indigenous people of Biafra knows all these things. That is the reason why this structure that we are asking everybody for us to have one voice and one plan of action, so that we'll be able to achieve these goals and objectives, which is to restore a Biafra that will be a society of equals, where the rule of law and the fundamental laws of the land takes precedence over all other things. That is to say that every citizen of Biafra shall be subject to the laws of the land. Nobody will be above the law. That is what the establishment of IPOB as a freedom fighting movement is, to channel and focus our mind towards a sane society, whereby we will be able to utilize the law to build a sane society. Because sane societies that we see where there is electricity is not a rocket science. We have the resources, we have the manpower, we have the brain. It's only we need that political free will to be able to decide, to be able to plan, to be able to put our thoughts into practical action in order to develop our society. We want our society to be developed. We want our people to enjoy the social amenity that is all over the world. I have never seen where people are campaigning for roads in a developed world. Why are we still campaigning for roads? Why are we still campaigning for electricity? Why are people being given 1,000 naira, 500 naira for votes? In Africa, we were now created by the colonial masters to be people that is dependent, that depends on elections. So that is what we are trying to change, starting from changing the mentality and the psyche of how we see things within. At least we should be looking outside the box to be able to reason, to ask salient questions. It's only in Nigeria whereby you pay money to obtain a form to enter into a school. And after obtaining such forms, maybe the school will not accept you, and you have also lost your money, you have wasted your time and your resources. It's only in Nigeria. Elsewhere, you don't pay money to take an exams. You don't pay money to buy forms. Only in Nigeria, whereby in a company or in a government establishment, you have an opportunity of employment of 5 people. You will see adverts. On the advert, you see millions of people will apply. And when they apply, there are fees to pay. All of them, they will pay the fees. And the government agencies, they will collect the fees and eat the money. And a lot of these people will not be employed. The money that they paid will just go just like that. This is what our people are passing through. You see our people suffering, living in the hostels in school. Some people will even sponsor themselves in the school, suffering, passing through a lot of hardship, passing through difficulties. But at the end, you see a Fulani man who doesn't even know anything. He will be in charge of an organization whereby you will be under him. Being under him doesn't even, is not even the issue. But what you are, our situation is very, very bad. How many people, how many are the Fulanis that has enslaved all of us? How many are there? Because so many of us, we are afraid. When you speak about Biafra, your family will say, please stop talking about Biafra. We don't want you to be killed. Are we going to continue to live like this? Are we going to continue to live in this way? So, what I'm saying is, on the 14th, according to the broadcast made by the head Directorate of States of the Indigenous People of Biafra, whereby there shall be a sit at home on the 14th of September 2021, which is the Biafra Saboteurs Day. You are a Biafran. You are also passing through these challenges. Whatever we face, all of us, we face it together. But you are a saboteur. The Fulanis are using you to kill our people. The Fulanis are using you to jail our people unlawfully. whether the Fulanis that are killing our people, they have never prosecuted any killer terrorist in Nigeria. But look at what our own governors, those that they say they are our governors, look at what they are doing. Look at what they are doing. They are killing our people. Hope them. They are killing our people.
Anti-grazing law. I don't have any law in Imo State for anti-grazing. But what we have done, we are regulating grazing activities in Imo State under a partnership between our farm.
Can you imagine? Can you hear this from this Fulani stooge in Imo State? Yes, he is not enacting any or banning any open grazing. Mind you, this open grazing has already been banned by a competent court of law in Nigeria in 1959. And if you had followed when the southern governors were deliberating, going for meetings, talking about the challenges that they are facing, you see that this Supreme Court governor, this Fulani stooge, he wasn't going to those meetings with them because he is representing the interests of our enemies. That is what we are facing. Even as he is talking now, these are one of the things that our people do not understand. When the first sit at home by the indigenous people of Biafra was conducted successfully, which recorded a huge success. So these criminals, these enemies, these stooges, these warrant chiefs in our lands, they started planning on what to do to dilute this potent tool, this this civil disobedience. They went into action and started planning. They dole out money, shared money to a lot of people so that they would dilute the sit at home. So strategically, our leader suspends the sit at home from continuing in order to use it in a later date when it will be used to achieve a particular purpose. It is very, very simple. It's a very good reason, and it is a very strategic move. Because if you listen to what this governor is saying now, you will understand that this is what they had planned. They wanted us to continue to sit at home so that they will now infiltrate it, and now they will come and they give out this statement that he is giving out now to say that IPOB cannot give sit at home because they want to infiltrate it. But when we take them by surprise, we do it in our own way, in our own time, pick our own time. Strategically, they will not know what our move should be. This is like playing a chess. you play to outsmart your opponent. So what the governor is reading is already a script that they have already made in order to dish it out after they might have infiltrated the people and make it look as if everything was just going normally. So these are the people, the warrant chiefs we have in our land. The warrant chiefs, they are not representing our interests. They are stooges.
And our headers. They signed an MOU in my office and they agreed to work together. And both parties are going about their businesses without interfering or causing any grievance or anger to each other. The Southeast will have a leadership organization, the PAN organization, that is in charge of both our cultural and social activities, the Ohaneze Ndibo. So
these are the type of people that we have in our land representing us. These are people who are comfortably bringing the terrorists, Mieti Allah, bringing them to their office to sign MOU. We don't know the consequences of these things. These people are sellouts. They are killing our people, and the terrorists that are killing people in the north, they are bringing them to their offices, signing MOUs, and they are killing our people, raping our women. Very sad. Very, very sad what we are passing through. I hate seeing this man. So 14th of
I don't want to.
14th of September, we are going to remember those saboteurs and what they did to our people. These are our brothers. These are our brothers that were humiliated, killed, incarcerated on that 14th of September 2017, when the Madras Islamic Fulani Army went to kill our leader Mazi Kanu. So on the 14th of September 2021, we, the indigenous people of Biafra all over the world, we shall be observing a sit at home, which is called the Biafra Restoration Saboteurs Day, whereby we remember and take records of those who have betrayed this struggle. We shall take records of those who have positioned themselves to ride on the back of the indigenous people of Biafra, making their personal profits, making money, using the Biafra restoration movement to make money for themselves. This 14th of September 2021 shall be a day mapped out for you, whereby you shall be remembered in infamy for betraying the cause of the people, for betraying the people of Biafra, for selling out the collective well-being of a people that have been subjugated, of a people that a genocide was committed against them. So the 14th of September 2021 has been officially set aside by the indigenous people of Biafra all over the world to remember the atrocities committed at the home of the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, MAZI KALU, on that day, the September 14th, 2017, when more than 21 people, the 28 IPOB family members were murdered in cold blood. It was as a result of the conspiracies and treacheries of those that are in our land representing the interests of our enemies, those Southeast governors who conspired to kill our people, to maim our people. They have been holding the affairs of our land for so long, killing our people, embezzling the resources, and they left our land underdeveloped. So these people, we shall keep a record, we shall take notes, we shall observe a day of infamy for all those who have betrayed this struggle. As I was saying, we have seen a lot of events happened in IPOB. There was a time those women from Europe, they rebelled and the movement continued. There was a time the people at the DOS, some of them, they rebelled and they left, and the movement continued moving on, because this movement requires sincerity. This movement for the restoration, for the successful restoration of Biafra requires a genuine mind, a genuine mindset. If you have the mindset of gains, if you have the mindset of position, if you have the mindset of what you are gonna get at the end of this journey, you will not last in IPOB. So this movement for the restoration of Biafra is a divine call. If you are not called, you will not be able to do it. So that is the reason why it is a voluntary action, because when you are called, it is to come and serve humanity. So I believe this is how Biafra will be run, because Biafra will be run by people who came to serve, not for those who came to benefit or to make money. No. In Biafra, you will invest what you have in order to see that Biafra is developed. Our people have suffered enough. So that is the reason why, if you are genuine, if you are honest, if you are sincerely seeking for the freedom of our people, you must follow the laid down rules guiding this honorable family. Because without these rules, without these guidelines, IPOB would not have arrived at this stage. Without an organized and ordered movement like IPOB, we will not be able to contract international bodies to lobby on our behalf. If we are not law-abiding, if we are not following rules, if we are not following regulations, if we are not following lay down guidelines, we will not be able to live in the countries that we are living, as IPOB is spread all over more than 100 countries of the world. In these more than 100 countries of the world where we live, we abide by their laws. We follow their rules. We follow their regulations. The same is applicable in IPOB because we want things to be done properly. We want things to be done in the right way so that tomorrow we will not have the same Nigeria that we are running away from. In Biafra, there shall be obedience and discipline of every citizen. That will make it possible for every citizen, no matter your standard, will queue on a line in order to purchase a service, just like it is done all over the world, unlike in Nigeria, whereby you may be at the fuel station trying to fill up your car. A big man will just come and drive straight to the front to go and they take the fuel. That is not what we want. So that is the reason why we are urging every Biafran all over the world, even those in the Biafra land who are not yet family members of this movement, should join it. People are giving flimsy excuses saying, oh, it is not everybody that will join IPOB. Why not? What if the Biafra people break that, everybody joined? Why? Is it wrong? Everybody needs to be in the movement, in the family, in order to be able to inculcate the decorum that is required, so that when we are told to move, we move in one accord and achieve a particular successful result. That is the essence. So that when information is passed, it will trickle down to the last person, so that no one will be a scapegoat. It's as simple as that. So that we have our behavior on what to say at the right time and not making bogus statements. So these are the things, these are the reasons why it is very, very important for people to come together and reason and have a workable plan that everybody will understand, so that nobody is taken unawares. Some people will come and tell you that the struggle is now beyond IPOB. They don't know what they're saying. How can the struggle be beyond IPOB? IPOB is a movement of the indigenous people. IPOB is just a collection of people that gives it a direction. So you can't do without a direction. So if we want to have a direction in what we are doing, we must collectively do things following a direction, because the fact is there is no one day that every Biafran will come all over the world and go home and say, now we want to go and get Biafra. It can never happen. It is only few that will start it and lead others to the promised land. Now we have a leader who is tested and trusted, We have a leader who have given it all. We have a leader who has rejected everything but seek for our freedom. Why can't we follow him and trust him until we get to our destination? That is the only right thing to do. So, this is the message today. Thank you for joining me from Radio Biafra Asia Desk, whereby we just reason to look at all these challenges that we are facing, all these killings going on in our land, all this high rate of kidnappings. One woman just left London the other day and traveled to Nigeria to bury her mom. At the course of that, she was killed in the presence of her own children in Nigeria. These are what is happening. Insecurity everywhere. The government is sponsoring this terrorism going on in Nigeria. Go to the north. A lot of people ran away from their villages, from Meduguri, from Borno State to Cameroon. Just yesterday, Islamic State of West Africa, of West African province, Boko Haram, bandits, they are having a field day in Nigeria today. And the Nigerian state is the sponsor. That is the reason why the Nigerian state has paid all the compromised Nigerian media to stop calling them terrorists and call them bandits. It is for a purpose. When you call them bandits, it will not generate international concern. Internationally, they will say it is a private issue. It is just ordinary. Oh my God, these people. The Nigerian state is sponsoring all these killings going on in Nigeria. They are telling you to stop calling them terrorists, to call them bandits, so that it will not attract international appeal. Because if it is terrorism, or if you continue calling them terrorists, it will attract international attention. Now they turn it to bandits. Just the same way they were saying farmer herders clashes, whereas it was the Fulanese that they imported to come and kill so that they will occupy the ancestral lands of the indigenous people. So this is what is coming. We all should be aware of what is coming. The jihad is ongoing. The jihad is ongoing. So we should not sit idly and watch the Fulanis take over our land. This is just the message that we are passing to you today. Thank you for joining me from Radio Biafra Asia Desk of today, the 31st of August 2021. Thank you.
What Nigerian army is doing is recycling insurgency. They are simply recycling insurgency. And my worries and my pain for Nigerian people is that we have docile leaders from different sections of this country, from different ethnic nationalities. Leaders that have chosen to be docile, that have chosen to deliberately remain dumb and stooge and a walking stick in the hands of few. The last time I checked, we have